What's up, everybody? Thick Turkey here with your 7-minute quickie, which you will be receiving these at least once a week. I can't tell you necessarily when because my upload schedule is like super fucked up. But anyways, I'm super hyped about this game, and we're going to be talking about Valhalla today. If you don't know what that is, it's a survival game where it's basically a Viking survival game. It's not necessarily realistic. What it is it's a 10th world on the Vikings. That's something you'll have to look up. I don't have time to necessarily talk about this in the video, but yeah, this game is totally amazing. Highly recommend you check it out if you're into that survival game aspect. I will have to say there's a lot of grinding and such to it, so if you're not necessarily into the grinding, do not get it. But I will tell you, if you are like into Ark Survival or anything like that, the forest, where you're actually doing a little bit of grinding, highly recommend you get it, or at least look into it, because I have been loving this game. You know, I'm hugely into the survival games and stuff like that, and I don't really mind grinding. But this game it's something else, because I'm personally like really invested into Vikings, stuff like that, and I think it's very interesting. It's very interesting culture. And this game gets it right. It talks about some of the monsters, you know, that the Vikings thought that there were, and this is all Viking mythology, of course. But that's partially what makes this game really cool. Is there's so much you can do, and the maps are humongous. I mean, I've never seen a map this big, and it's all randomly generated. You're not going to get the same world over and over again. Blah blah blah. There's so much to do in this, and it's just, that's part of it that gets me, is there's probably no other survival game that has this big of a map. I mean, not that I've played at least or looked into. I mean, it might be different. There's probably got to be one out there, but this game, no. It's a huge map, so much you can do, so many monsters you can fight. I highly recommend you get this, or at least look into it. It's on sale, or it was on sale on Steam for like $20, so it's not too much if you're playing on computer. Unfortunately for all you console players or whatever, it's not out on console. That is one of the bad things. I'm sure later on in the future, if it keeps on rising, this is a very popular game, or it's becoming one. I don't know, maybe it is. What I was told is what it is. That's what it is. If you haven't played it at all, highly recommend you check it out. Unfortunately for you console players, it's not out yet. Maybe they might come out with it on console. I don't know. It's not necessarily a high demanding game. I mean, I have a 2060 and it seems to run it just fine. So I don't know. A 2060's it's a little okay, but it's definitely not. Yeah, I don't necessarily know if this will ever come out on console. It's not too demanding, so I would imagine it would probably take a few years, like Rust in the Forest and stuff like that. But yeah, if you guys like survival games, stuff like that, definitely go ahead and check this out. So now I'm going to start talking about some of the stuff that you can actually do in this game. A lot of it, what you can do, is pretty phenomenal. There's a lot of bosses and stuff like that you're going to be fighting. I think there's like six bosses, I believe. I may be wrong on that, but yeah, there's the Elder. I've only done 2 bosses so far because I haven't really had too much time to get into this game. I've been trying to get into others also. But yeah, there's quite a few bosses, and each time you actually defeat the boss, you get a power up. And yeah, you get that power up out of that boss. Say like the Elder, you get a mining or a resource power up, and it actually helps you out with mining and gathering resources. There's also there's also this huge deer that I kind of forgot the name of. There's a huge deer that you end up fighting, and that's your first boss that you end up fighting. You can be found in the meadows. The Elder is found in the swamps or the Black Forest, whatever the hell. They're right next to each other. Usually the swamps and the Black Forest are right next to each other. But anyways, you end up fighting a deer first, and that's how you get a deer antler, and you end up getting a pickaxe first, so you can start getting forges and stuff like that, getting rocks, you know, all that good stuff. And the other thing is there's so many different territories. You have the meadows, which is really easy easy monsters, stuff like that. You also have the Black Forest, kind of gets more of a moderate level. That can be pretty hard. And then there's the swamps and there's the plains. I have not discovered the plains yet, so I'm guessing it's kind of hard to find. And there's also the mountain too. Sorry, I forgot to talk about that. The mountain is almost impossible to live on. It's genuinely really hard to even get through. You can find wolves, get wolf pellets and stuff like that. The plains can be kind of hard. I hear there's like these elephant things. I'm not necessarily too sure what they are. Swamp is really hard. There's a lot of draugrs and stuff over there. Draugrs are super hard. They're near impossible to beat by yourself. They're super strong. Me and my two friends had a really tough time actually killing some of those draugrs, and it felt like it was near impossible. And as far as territories goes, that's about it. I guess there's also the ocean I could talk about. One big thing you have to watch out for in the ocean is a serpent. That thing will come and fuck up your ship. I promise you that. It destroys ships. That's probably one of the hardest things about it, about traveling down the ocean. Mostly is those ships. I haven't really found any other monsters, which there could be. But yeah, that's about it. That's about all I'm going to talk about with this game today. I can't really spoil it much because I want you guys to have your own experience with it and not base everything off of my experience. But yeah, if you guys liked the video, go ahead and tell me in the comments. Yeah, thank you guys.